from Jurian and then from Zim.
Great.
Hello. Thank you. I only have like two very short questions, and I hope they're sort of appropriate. So if I'm not mistaken, you said that the word manati is usually used in the like reflexive sense, like the man doesn't consider himself as something. Is there like other verbs that has like a more general sense of just thinking, or I don't know, considering or something like that? And that's the first question. And is it okay if I proceed?
Yeah, keep going.
So the second question is that so in the passages you mentioned today or you discussed today, we see like repetitively that there are rejections of the sensory field and the sensory faculties and the sensory consciousness and so on. But it seems like there are only like a list of all those stuff. Is our speaker still here? Okay, sorry, I didn't see. And I'm wondering if there is like things like because the sensory field does not exist, sensory faculties does not exist, like something like that in the Pali text. If you ever...
I'm no longer convinced that he is here.
That's what I thought.
Tari, are you here?
Okay.
Okay, so Jurian, why don't you
life on
continue with
Zoom,
your
you know. Everything's impermanent. Sorry. Yeah, you were saying about Manyati or...
Yes. Yeah, that was the first question. I was wondering, like you said that the word is generally used in a reflexive sense. I'm just wondering if there are like other verbs that's also used like in that same vein, or is there a distinction between the verbs that I use when it comes to like, you know, more reflexive thinking, like thinking of oneself or something?
I don't think so. I mean, not that come to mind. It's a very interesting point. I actually was thinking of, you know, looking into it more deeply once, and looking at through Manyati, because you would think it's to think, but it seems to me that to think and to think of yourself, I mean, in Pali, in this context, it just goes together, and it seems like an interesting intuition, you know, but I don't know to say anything beyond that, but it's pretty consistent in, at least in certain contexts. I don't think it applies across the board, but there are specific contexts where it's very clear that that's what it means. Like the Mula Pariyaya Sutta, Brahmanimantita Sutta later.
Okay. May I proceed with my second question, or?
Please do, yeah.
Okay, thank you. So my second question is that we see in the passages that you mentioned today that there are like rejections of sensory fields, sensory faculties, and consciousness, and so on. But it seems like they're all just like a list of, you know, the 12 ayatanas or the 18 dhatus. Have you ever seen like they say something like, because the sensory field does not exist, the sensory faculties does not exist? Things like that, like this there.
Not exist? No, I don't. That's not the language of the Pali. That's.
I'm more wondering about the relation, like because A does not, because there is no sensory field, there is no sensory faculty. Do they try to connect between the two?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think the Pali is going in a, it's not I guess philosophical in that sense. It's not I mean, there is the point that from anicca, you for some reason deduce dukkha and then anatta. But I'm not sure it's like even anatta when they say kalanu tam samanupasati is it if should it be regarded? We don't even know what it means actually. This kalanuko that they put. So there you don't get this strong kind of deduction in the Pali, and I think this the senses are real enough. I mean, they're kind of impermanent, but
Okay.
Okay, so we're running out of time. We have a question from Zim, and then Alex von Rossbot has another question.
Also have to answer your Buddhist modernist comment that if you want to grow a religion, so that just to say that that's Buddhist modernist, and I don't think you're right about the fire, because if it would have been just extinguished, then the options are there and it's denied. That's the easy way out, and I've tried it. It didn't work.
Zim?